All right, this is Big K, aka Kai Royal. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer. I told you before that I'm going to launch my YouTube channel next week. We're talking about health and fitness and all those topics to help you live a better life. I have my man Hugh over here. We're going to be touching on a couple of things. One, primarily, is BMI, and that's the body mass index and some misconceptions that have gone along with that. Just real brief to tell you exactly what the BMI is. All you're doing is you're taking your height, you're squaring it, and you're dividing it by your body weight in kilograms, and that is going to be your BMI. The average BMI that is acceptable in this country is 18%, 18%, and ranging to 25%. So anything above 25%, they say, give or take, is considered to be overweight. If you are over 30 to 35%, you are considered to be obese. Now, it's uh, fair to say that those numbers vary from culture to culture, country to country. They might be slightly off. This is important because there's this misconception out there that people believe that BMI is this European way, and this is the standards just for white folks or other people of what you should be eating. The BMI simply gives you an idea uh, to let you know where your body fat is and diseases you might potentially be prone to. So some of those diseases we know in our communities are diabetes, hypertension, sleep apnea. You stop breathing in your sleep. Um, I said type 2 diabetes and many others. So I think it's important that we recognize, regardless of, we might feel that, ladies, I'm talking to you, you might be 5'4" and the fat just so happened to fall in favorable places that you deem to be appealing to the eyes. Make no mistake about it. Your BMI is what your BMI is. And also, to give perspective and context, in the fitness industry, if you are 5'7", 5'8", and you are 300 pounds of muscle, you are also at risk, because what's happening is the heart can't tell the difference between muscle and, say, fat. The heart just knows that it has to work harder. So as I said before in a previous video, that's called your ejection fraction. And that's the rate at which your heart has to work to pump blood throughout the body. So if your BMI tends to be higher, if you have a BMI of, say, 30, 35%, then your heart is working that much harder to pump blood. Your ejection fraction is going to be lower. It might be at, say, I don't know, 25%, something like that, which is not a good ejection fraction. It starts at approximately 49%, which would be optimal. And the lower it goes, the less optimal, of course, based on your age, height, things of that nature are come into consideration. So I got my boy Hugh here to give us some context and perspective, because when I talk about these things in theory, that sounds good. But when you have, a real life example of having a higher BMI, what could happen to you? So this is my brother. This is my friend. This is my boy. And I was helping him get his diet in order. And he had went to some things that he'll discuss with you in terms of your sugar levels, right? It was your sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you had high sugar? Or you were borderline diabetic, or you was?
Since junior high school, high blood pressure, then the high blood pressure formed to diabetes.
Mhm.
You gotta eat right, so it won't get out of control. Like at a younger age, like we didn't really know that, you know, how to eat right. We wasn't self conscious. But now, at a certain age, you learn things on your own. You know what I mean? So you have to eat right.
So I remember you were doing your own research in terms of what foods, what supplements to take to get your sugar in order. And I know you were calling me and asking me some things, but you did manage to get it under control for a while, right? Through just eating better.
Eating better, you know what I mean? Like diet, the diet is very important. Like a lot of alkaline foods. Um,
Just explain to you, alkaline foods means that we're talking about the ratio of being acidic to non-acidic, all right? So high alkaline foods are not acidic, but continue.
Yeah, you know, it's just watching what you eat, the portions, what time you eat. You know, you gotta watch all that because you know the weight when the weight come on the body. You know what I mean? Like it's eating all the bad foods. I know it's hard because sugar's definitely a drug. You know what I mean? Drinking, people like to go out and drink. All the carbs are hidden different things that a lot of people don't know about. So you just gotta be a little mindful about what you eat and try to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? Because when you get a certain age, all the damage is done. You know what I mean? To your body. So if you got high blood pressure, diabetes, like your organs is working overtime. And you don't want that to happen. Like me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had to like, you know, take it easy, watch what I eat. You know, even though I don't eat meat, I don't smoke, I don't drink. But it's the carbs that's breaking us down. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta watch what you put into your body, eat right. Like my boy K, you know exactly what to do to help people, you know, to you know, live right, eat right, feel better. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
So that I wanted you guys to hear it from first testimonial accounts, the benefits of eating better, what it can do, and how real this is. That this is not just something that we're just preaching, we're just saying that it is real. His sugar was high, his hypertension was high, and the doctors warned him about him and told him about it. And many times he's took it upon himself to fix his diet and stop eating certain things that are in us culturally to eat. Because let's be honest, in our communities, we don't always have access to a lot of these foods. We don't have the knowledge. We are ignorant to health and nutrition, what to eat, when to eat it, things that we might think are good to eat, and they're really not. So that's why I'm doing these videos. That's why I'm going to have a live where you can call and you can ask questions about what to eat. Because if you don't know, you don't know. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to continue this narrative um, of body positivity when you're 50, 100 pounds overweight. And we're going to put this narrative out that, well, I feel comfortable in my own skin, so therefore it's okay. No, it's not okay, because you certainly wouldn't, enable an alcoholic or a drug addict or somebody like that in your family, which is a potentially detrimental behavior. So overeating and eating bad is also a potentially detrimental behavior that can lead to some of the things that you just alluded to. So we're going to intervene in that. We're not going to say it's okay. I'm going to help you on that path. I'm going to help you on that journey, but we're not going to pretend that this is okay. I walked in Target the other day and I saw obese mannequins. I couldn't believe it. The fact that we are not attempting to say, you know what, this behavior, this eating is not good, but we're going to enable it and say, well, we're going to make everyone inclusive and have obese mannequins. Listen, I understand that larger people need clothes as well, but you don't have to be at that weight. And it's certainly not healthy for you to be at that weight. So let's not give the images publicly that enable that encourage that type of behavior. There are certain celebrities that would tell you that. No, we're going to stop that. We're going to stop that with this whole body positivity thing when you are 50 and 100 pounds overweight. No, it's not good. It's not good at all. We're going to cut all of that out because it leads to some of those things that you just alluded to: hypertension, high blood pressure, sleep apnea. And if you don't know, sleep apnea, for one, is very common, and a lot of people don't know. So if you ever hear somebody really snoring and then they, when they're sleeping in the middle of sleep, that means that they stop breathing. And usually their neck is too big, they're too heavy, and they need to come down and wait. Yes, you can die in your sleep from sleep apnea. If you ever notice that you're tired, you're chronically tired throughout the course of the day, like you slept, but you really didn't sleep, that's sleep apnea. If you have a job where you have to stay up, you're driving, things of that nature, You can cause accidents. You can kill people because of sleep apnea, related back to your BMI and being too heavy, being too big. So I hope this was a little bit helpful in giving you a little bit of context and understanding what BMI is. Again, it is your height squared divided by your body weight in kilograms, and that percentage will give you roughly what your BMI is. And again, it varies from culture to culture. Obviously, say somebody from Ghana in Africa is not going to have the same BMI index as, say, someone from China, with larger, different people based on cultural diets and things of that nature. But there is some perspective. You can be a larger individual, but to be, 100 pounds overweight and be obese, and to then say, no, 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 that's a European standard for body weight just because the fat, you know, resonates with you because it fell into favorable areas. Come on, that's nonsense. Let's stop that. So again, you're gonna see my live come out next week, and I hope this video was helpful to you in understanding what the BMI was in your everyday diet. I'm Big K. This is Big Q. I'm out.